Hey, Sagittarius. Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your quarter three reading for July, August, and September 2025. If you are interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Sagittarius, what is happening for you over the next 3 months? Now, I am getting here the phrase, pushing the pedal to the metal. Now, for some of you, this is going to be fun when it comes to a motorized vehicle, such as a four-wheeler, an ATV, perhaps off-roading, mud bogging, maybe you're going jeeping, whatever it is that you enjoy on wheels, it could be showing up for you in the next few months. Now, some of you could also be purchasing a different or a new vehicle. There may be work getting done on a vehicle here, and there may even be a road trip coming up over the next 3 months. Bottom of the deck, you do have here the 10 of Pentacles. This is beautiful. I see for a lot of you, you've been working on your safety, your stability, your security, and your health. And this is the energy here of privilege. The difference between privilege and entitlement is gratitude. And I see here, Sagittarius, that you are grateful. You're grateful for what you have. You're grateful for your health. You're grateful for the abundance that is showing up. But I also see that you are shifting gears. You may have had to make a bit of a pit stop and reevaluate and tune up your chakras. And I see here that now you're getting back on track here with a long-term goal of yours or a plan. This can be heading towards retirement, right? Maybe pushing the pedal to the metal is you making some choices that are going to set you up for long-term growth. You may feel like you're finally moving forward into this 10 of Pentacles, which is most people's dream in the material world. It is having what you need financially. It is being able to have that roof over your head. It is having money in the bank so you can focus on the things that you love more so than feeling like you're constantly going to have that rug pulled out from underneath you. I mean, it is the energy here of privilege. And I also see that there could be some family ties or even legacy vibes showing up here. You may have been the one to break out of a dynamic that may have been unhealthy, or it may have been a pattern that you kept kind of going in circles. They're showing me now a racetrack. I mean, some of you could even be attending a sporting event such as like dirt track racing, or maybe you're going to like Daytona. That's coming up here, Daytona Beach. You may live in that area, or you could even connect to family members, and you may have a family member who is a big sports fan, or maybe an Earnhardt fan here, because pedal to the metal is still coming in here. So, I mean, there's a lot of messages aligned with that. Please take it as it does. But I do see here that you're working on your goals. You're working on living a very privileged life. For those of you that don't feel like you're there yet, I see your energy aligning. Maybe you're in the midst of that pit stop and you are recalibrating. And right below it, we actually have the Knight of Swords. This is determination. And that is what I'm picking up on. And there's the competitive sport as well. I mean, she is racing here, but on her own feet. So you could be taking something that you have created. Maybe this is a business idea, or it could be a passion project. You could be going all the way here, pushing that green light and saying, this is it. There's no stopping me now. I am determined to move forward here and race towards the finish line. So I definitely see you have this renewed sense of determination over the next 3 months. And you have here blessed at the bottom of this deck here. You are very blessed. So not only do you have the 10 of Pentacles, you have the blessed card. So you have some amazing gifts coming in here, amazing opportunities. And I know here, Sag, that you are thankful. You are grateful for every one of them, including the people who are here to guide you in the physical. And also you have connected, or you are continuing to connect with your spiritual guides, your helpers, your ancestors. I feel like some of you are really receiving a lot of downloads, a lot of channeled messages. So do pay attention to your intuition here, because your intuition is also, aligning those energies to help give you that little bit of a push. Now, I am getting here something around health. It feels like you're taking health all the way. Some of you could be runners, all right, with this Knight of Swords. Maybe you're running a marathon here over the summer. You could also be taking that road trip, as I mentioned, to visit family, or family could be traveling to visit you, because there is a family dynamic playing out for you. And I feel like there's healing, there's togetherness, but there's healing. Some of you haven't seen a sister or a sibling or a family member for quite some time. And this could be the time in Q3 where you come together in the physical. So let's dive in here. You have the fork in the road. This is July's energy, fork in the road. This is a decision point. This may be that pit stop that I was referring to, because it's card 13, and number 13 in tarot is the death card. It's transformation. This is about you rising from the ashes here, because you've been going through a transitionary period, right? It's like you've been at that pit stop forever, and you see all the cars racing around you, and you're like, all right, I need to get back on track. But it's like you didn't have the right tools, or you didn't have the right support. You didn't have the right tire, right? It feels like there were some challenges or situations that may have been outside of your control, but now it feels like you finally have all the right pieces to move forward here. But there's still a final choice, or a final green light that is being waved forward here. And that's why intuition is going to be so important here, because you are closing out this old chapter and you are vibrating here at a new frequency, which means there's going to be new doors that open for you, Sagittarius. So let's clarify, what does this mean? You have the Three of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Eight of Wands here. So Eight of Wands is full speed ahead. It is putting the pedal to the metal. And who else is better to sit behind that driver's seat than the King of Wands? Because he is in charge. He is in control. And he is full of integrity here. Meaning he has gone through the fire. He's gone through the flames. He's also gone through the desert period where there may have been a lot of sacrifice. There may have been a lot of challenge. You don't have integrity just show up knocking, right? It's something that is earned. It's something that you must choose to stand in your integrity and your beliefs. And that's what he holds strong to himself. He is an influencer here, someone who marches to the beat of his own drum, but he's also very inspiring. You may be a parent, or people may look up to you, Sagittarius, in some way. And I feel like you are being asked to stay strong within your own integrity. Don't shrink your energy to fit in, because it's not going to be worth it. I feel like you are again asked to step into your power fully, because a lot of you are natural leaders. I mean, this is you. You are fire. And I feel like there's success here. There's adventure. There are resources. And this is also a very driven energy. And you are excited here to either travel or, to move forward here, full speed ahead, because the Eight of Wands is having that self-confidence here to move in a direction that's aligned with what looks to be your heart and soul with that Three of Cups. Now, you also see on the Eight of Wands, which is an energy here of movement, travel, relocating, communication, and it's also speedy progress, right? So full momentum, pushing that pedal to the metal here. So there is a reminder, though, of course, of protection, right? Making sure that you are wrapping yourself up in that protective barrier, protective layer. So when external energies try to try to pull you away from your goals, that you are not going to let that penetrate you, right? You're not going to let that come in and throw you for a bit of a loop like maybe it has in the past, because there may be people who are not as happy for you as you make some choices that are aligned with your highest good. These are going to be choices that are going to affect you long term. And I see that you're choosing to do what inspires you, what you feel confident to do here. And a lot of you have a voice. You're meant to speak up. You're meant to put yourself out there. And I see that not only are you going to hit your target, but you are going to kind of go out with a bang. Yeah, go out with a bang. That's another message coming in here, especially as you near this fork in the road. It feels like a final lap, like one final lap before the end of the race here. And you're going out with the best timing, the best lap here of your life, whatever this lap is for you. I mean, it could be in your career, in your relationship, in your health, but you are really focused on what you want. And you have the Three of Cups. This is celebratory. It's harmonized energies here. Some of you are going to be able to celebrate a win or a choice or a decision with the people that support you, right? With the people who are in your corner. You may also be releasing old dynamics, old friendships, or old relationships that no longer match or align with this updated frequency of yours, or upgraded, I should say. Upgrade, update, both. I feel like you want more peace. You want more harmony. So if there has been drama, or if there has been, struggle or challenge, it doesn't mean you're never going to face that again. But I feel like you're not entangling your vibrations with other people who are just going to continue staying in that frequency. You have stepped out of it here. That may be part of the choice that you are making. And I also see some of you want a fresh start. This could be moving to a new city. It could also be communicating with like new people, new friendships, and it feels a lot more harmonized and balanced. Some of you could be passing a test, or there could be like news of a job raise. This could also be like a school reunion or a family reunion, family gathering. Some of you also could be attending, I think I mentioned this, like a sporting event, but it could also be like a music event here, or a place where people get together, they dance, they have fun. There may be families involved here. It feels like there's children, there's adults, people of all ages, and it feels like there is an event here that kind of kicks off your confidence in some way. Maybe it's an event that you are participating in. Maybe you are the one that is hosting it, putting it together. Maybe you are the singer in the band, or you could be in it in some way. Maybe this is a farmer's market and you are setting up your booth or your vendor. It just feels like you play a part in this. All right. You play a part in this. So overall, whatever this crossroads is that you are, coming up towards in the month of July, it just feels like confidence is going to be your biggest flex here. Stay confident here on your path towards success, because there is a celebratory energy here. All right, Sag, let's look at August. You have here and now. This is about being present in the moment, because sometimes when we focus so far into the past or so far into the future, we leak our energy. And even though you have this 10 of Pentacles, so I do see that your eye is on your future, your long-term growth, and you are aligning with some goals of yours, I see here that you have a new opportunity right in front of you this month. So stay present. Also, when it comes to communicating and talking to new people, try to work on listening to understand. So often when we are communicating or having a conversation with someone, we are immediately concocting a plan in our head of how we want to respond to someone's sentence or someone's, what they're saying to us. We don't often fully listen to understand. And I see here that this may be something that you're working on with an individual in your life. You could also be meeting someone for the first time and you're soaking up this energy, getting to know them. You are even losing track of time because it feels like you're not even paying attention to what's going on around you because you're so present in the moment. So you're going to have more than one of those. And actually, there's a flag here. There's a little flag being waved and it says, "You are here." This could be like you made it. You made it is what I'm getting. And you are celebrating this win. You've finally completed or closed out something. That's where that crossroads comes in. And this is the new beginning that you've been wanting to usher in or initiate. Let's clarify, what's this all about? Oh, wow. Double fives, 5 of cups, 5 of wands, and the star. You have healed. You have moved forward here. 5 and 5 equals 10. That's the ending, bringing in a new beginning. Something was painful. Something was destructive. It may have even been an emotional loss or disappointment that you had gone through. And there's that competitive energy here. Maybe a competitive sports, as I mentioned, but I feel like this could be, egos, battle of the ego coming in here. Or some of you, there was a falling out that you've had in the past and it did leave you feeling disappointed. And maybe that's part of the crossroads. That's part of the choice that you're making here is to move towards peace. And even if that choice, even if it feels difficult to do, I feel like there's a turning point because the 5 of cups showing up here with the 5 of wands and the star says that past pain is starting to recede. There's new hope that is emerging here. There's a new sense of understanding. 5 of wands can be drama. It can be competition. It can be criticism and even unnecessarily conflict, like a very back and forth energy. And I see that you are stepping out of that. You're saying, okay, I've been going through something that has been emotionally draining or challenging or competitive, maybe even partnerships or dynamics where it felt like someone was always one-upping you or they were disrespecting you, right? With that integrity, with the King of Wands, maybe even trying to control you in some way, or they may have thought they were better than. They just had this better than egoic personality, and they may have been very stubborn, inflexible, or bossy. Could even be a boss. But I see that some of you may have also lost a loved one who was your support system, excuse me. And maybe you've wanted to pick up the phone and call mom or call dad or, maybe connect with a partner, but you could be widowed. It feels like there's been some loss that you've gone through and it's been difficult trying to, open yourself up in some way because perhaps maybe the market was saturated and you wanted to go for a new job, or maybe you wanted to dip your toes in the water and put yourself back out there when it comes to dating after a breakup. But it feels like this double 5 is leading you right towards this 10. So you've gone through something, and I feel like this sacrifice that was made here will be worth it. But stay present this month because the star is here. And when the star shows up, it says, never give up, right? This star is telling you never give up on those dreams. Never give up on your hopes. Because even though something may not have turned out in the way that you had hoped it would, be thankful. Be grateful that you got to experience it, even if it was for a moment. Even if it was for a moment. There's a deeper, greater understanding here of your soul's purpose, of your divine mission here on earth. And I'm seeing here as well, you are activating your crown chakra, which means you're receiving more knowledge through meditation or just through being open to connecting to your own guides, talking to them while you're driving, having conversations in your head while you are in the shower. It feels like you are strengthening this intuitive muscle, and that crown chakra is really booming, and you're trusting those intuitive hits. There's a forgiveness. There's a healing that is taking over, and it's going to change and alter your life in a huge way here, Sagittarius. So I love the star showing up because the star comes in after the tower. And some of you, I don't see the tower out here, but I see that you've gone through something that definitely threw your world for a bit of a loop. Now, you may also be receiving an inheritance, because sometimes the Ten of Pentacles can be inheritance. For others of you, it can certainly be balancing possessions and status in some way. It feels like someone around you was all about possessions or all about titles, all about labels, and that may have actually blocked a genuine connection. There may be healing around that. Even if you're together or you're not together, it feels like someone was very focused here on the material external world in some way, and that has actually allowed you to go within and rediscover parts of yourself that can help you balance out the spiritual and material world, because that's where the magic happens here. So in the month of September, we have by the book number 11. Now 11 in tarot is justice. So for some of you, there may have even been a legal battle or situation. Some of you a divorce. I feel like accountability has been or will be taken. Some form of retribution. You may have gone through a karmic experience here, but I feel like balance is being restored, and some sort of laws, right? By the book can be the universal laws you've probably heard of, right? Law of attraction, the laws of karma, the laws of cause and effect, right? These are universal laws, but I also see that you are breaking out of patterns. It feels like you are rebelling in a way that kind of sets you aside. And what I mean by that is, instead of being this elephant here in the back, this baby elephant, it feels like you have shape shifted into this elephant at the front. Why? Because you've gone through situations that have led to more experience and more knowledge, and you are ahead of the game now. It's like now. When you know better, you do better. And it feels like you are aligned to being a better version of you. And now you're able to not bypass, because it's not, you've done the work. I see that you have done the work, but now you're able to kind of get at the front of the line. Right? It's like, what is it? Is it TSA? Is that what it's called at the airport? Where you're able to, you've paid the price is what I'm getting. You paid the price. Now it's time to, get to the front of the line. And other people, they may not like that. All right? They may not like that, but I feel like that's a them thing. Right? Let them be angry. Let them be jealous. Let them try to, distract you, whatever it may be. That's why you're protected here. And I just feel like you are doing better because you've sacrificed and you've put the work into your healing. And other people, misery loves company. So if people are still at that level that you were once at, they may try to pull you back. And I just see you're not having it here. No, you're not. And that's why the Ten of Swords is here, the Seven of Cups, and the Magician. Now, Magician is Gemini, Virgo, and in the month of September, we will be in Virgo season. So it may even be that something around Gemini season, like May or June, it may be finalized here by September. It may finally close out for you, some sort of grief. So I want you to take a look and see here, what was going on around Gemini season, because you are making some healthier choices for yourself. When the Ten of Swords shows up, the tears have fell. I feel like you may have even hit a bit of a rock bottom. Some of you have had surgery, or you were taking health into your own hands here, or maybe there's support that maybe you didn't feel like you had, but it feels like through those tears, you see that they're falling down into this flower. They're watering something. So the past pain is actually a catalyst. The past experience is a catalyst to launch you, right? Pedal to the metal, to launch you forward into this new vibration, this new story, this new chapter of your life. Because there's another 10. Right? So we're seeing here a couple of 10s, and I see that you've completed massive cycles, massive lessons or opportunities that, were here for you to evolve. And you now have a new cup to choose from. I mean, look at this guy. He has a lot of hats that he can wear. Some of you are embracing a new role in your life because the old role no longer exists. It feels like you have bowed out, right, of it because something no longer was aligned for you. And now you have a choice. Do you want to wear those Disney ears, right? Do you want to wear the clown hat? Do you want to have the cowboy hat on? Maybe the chef's hat. What about the halo or the Viking here? So I feel like you are choosing who you wish to become, and you're stepping into that superpower, right? It feels like you are sharing your personal superpowers with not just the world, but you are discovering your own hero. Like you are the hero that maybe you wanted somebody else to come in at times and help you out or support you. But I feel like you are the change that you wish to see. And yes, there may be external help in some way, but I see that you are creating the life that you want, and you have all of the tools to be able to finally do this, to finally make a choice here. So sometimes this 7 of Cups, it can be illusions. It can be materialism or even ego that clouds our judgments. But I see here that this is more than that for you. This is about possibility. Yes, there's been something in the past that's been cloudy for you. But now with the Magician showing up, I feel it like it's exploration. It feels like you have possibilities now that maybe you didn't have in the past because you are at the head of the line with the elephant here, right? By the book, you may know the rules now, or you may have some sort of, like you've become seasoned, if you will, right? You've become seasoned in your craft, or you may now have graduated from student to teacher. It feels like you have a gift that you are meant to put out into the world. And some of you, you're going to share your gift, and it comes through vulnerability. It comes through your story. It comes through your pain. It comes through your challenges. You may share this with others so others can see you for who you are as well. A hero, right? A warrior. You are someone who didn't give up. And I see that you're very inspirational here, and you are going to not only inspire others around you, but I feel like there's a part of you that is patting yourself on the back and feeling inspired because you got to this point. And maybe 5 years ago, you never thought you would have made it this far. Or perhaps you thought that your body would have gave out on you. Or maybe you thought that you'd never meet that person that you'd fall in love with. Whatever this is here, I feel like you are so very blessed, and you are grateful, and you are, privileged. Beautiful. I'm loving this for you, Sag. The next 3 months are going to be very empowering. So let's get a few phrases, quotes, or sayings for you. And Sag, for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do here is drop your favorite quote. Maybe it's a mantra, maybe it's an affirmation. Drop it below in the comment section. I will enter you into the giveaway where I draw one winner around the first of the month and post right back here on the community tab. So please make sure to hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right. And Sagittarius, back in the Q2 readings, I also did this prompt for the free reading giveaway where I would have you drop, your quote, saying, or phrase. And there was one phrase that really stood out because I read all of your comments, every one of them. I just love your guys' energy. I love to be able to be a part of this soul tribe. And there was one phrase that really stood out. And that phrase inspired me to take action and start a new morning ritual that I had thought about for quite some time. I had thought about getting up earlier in the morning and hitting the hiking trails at 6 a.m. and spending my morning, waking up with the sun and nature and the water and animals and spending it hiking the bluffs. And it's something that I'd wanted to do. And the phrase that a wonderful commenter had posted was simple and short. It was one day or day one. And that stood out. And I grabbed that and I put it into my conscious awareness. And I used that phrase every day to inspire me. From that morning on, I woke up and I said, okay, Mel, one day I can get up earlier and go hike the bluffs and make this a morning routine. One day, or I can choose day one. And that's what I did. As I said, today's day one. No more one daying this. Today's day one. And I let that fuel me. I let that phrase, because words are spells, right? That's why it's called spelling. So I challenge you, well, it's not really a challenge, but to comment below and then don't be afraid to look at other people's phrases and get inspired. If something stands out, maybe respond. Let that person know. Let them know that their words have helped you, or let us know your favorite quotes, because you never know whose lives you may touch. So with that being said, let's get some of your messages here. You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. That's why we're putting the pedal to the metal, right? If you do not do that, you're going to sit there. You're going to sit there. You need to press on the gas, right? In order to go, you have to make that choice, that conscious choice, that effort, that action step, quite literally, right? So you are being guided here to take the next step. Next, you have start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Arthur Ashe. Yeah. And when the magician shows up here, I feel like you have the tools to make a conscious choice that is in fact aligned with your highest good. And some of you, because you've made choices in the past that have had maybe negative consequences, and I don't even feel like they were negative. I just feel like they didn't quite deliver the results that you thought, or you had hoped, or you'd wanted. It does not mean that you did not listen to your intuition. It does not mean that you have failed that mission, because oftentimes we are led into the exact situation that our soul is meant to go through to grow and evolve. And that's what I see had happened in the past, but you may have contributed it with, I should have known better. Right? I should have known better, or I should have done that a long time ago, or I should have made a different choice, right? If we constantly think of the should haves, that is leaking power into the past, and we can't go back and change that. Now you have the opportunity to explore, right? You can stay curious, open up to curiosity here when it comes to these new pathways in front of you. Next, you have, this is the sign you've been looking for. Go for it, right? It can't get any clearer than this, right? Pedal to the metal. This is your time to go for it. Whatever it is that you want to do. Maybe you want to move across the country. Maybe some of you want to start a band. Maybe you want to have a food truck for pets, for pet treats, right? Whatever it is that you want to do, don't worry if it looks silly. If it is something that your heart is calling you towards, then go for it. And lastly, beautiful Maya Angelou says, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Ain't that the truth? Right? We don't forget how people made us feel. That is the big thing that arises within us all when we have those memories that stir up within us. But you have the opportunity here to create new memories and to be that legend, right? Legacy yourself, not just people remembering you when you're no longer here, but you are making an impact while you're currently here alive. And I see here that over the next 3 months, there may be, yes, a significant choice that you make. And I feel like it's around your healing journey. You have the Star and you have the Magician. When those two major arcanas show up, because those are the two big major arcanas in your reading, magic happens, right? You make magic that aligns with your dreams. And that's what's taking place. So even though you may be leaving behind or closing some old doors, trust in the portal here. Trust in what is showing up for you because it's meant for you. That is what I have for you, Sag. If you enjoyed the message, please do hit that thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and please do drop your favorite sayings, quotes, affirmations below. And again, I'll enter you into that free reading giveaway. Thank you again for being here. Lots of love.